so many times what he covers turns out to be true, no matter how wild it sounds. And I've seen other mainstream articles saying it might have been China or North Korea. I don't know. We're just investigating this because you've asked us to investigate it. And we're going to continue to look at it. Now, when I got into the office a little bit later than usual, about 30 minutes before showtime, Rob Dew came to me, and they'd been for hours looking at this image we're about to put on screen. Now, this is the screensaver image that was reportedly at the Indianapolis International Airport, because they have the screened-in TSA offices where they look at the naked body scanner images. That's not done up there at the terminals, where the TSA people are being radiated and the citizens are being radiated and having their rights violated. It's done in these glassed-off areas. And I, before, have walked up and looked through the windows, and they get all angry and tell you to stop looking in because, you know, you might be a terrorist. You know, how dare you even look at them? They're like gods. This image, reportedly on a photographer's Flickr site, he took this photo, and we're trying to contact the photographer. We've looked at his site, is a photographer. And I've had several of our experts at Photoshop blowing it up on our big screen computers, and it appears to be real. Now, a lot of other sites are going with it, saying it is real. You know, the point is, we're going to post it at Infowars.com in the next 10 minutes. Kurt Nimmo is in there doing it right now. But for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers, we're going to put this up right now. It says, my first cavity search, helping your child understand why he may pose a threat to national security, ages 6 and up, Homeland Security. And Matt Ryan made the point minutes before air. He said, you know, this looks like from your TSA poster contest. This was never submitted to us, or we missed it. Hundreds were sent in that we had 6 months ago. I mean, obviously, yes, this is satire. There's no doubting that, and maybe it's even a TSA person that's angry about what's going on. I doubt that, though, because supervisors would get angry about something like this. Now, here's the photo that's linked up on Flickr, and it's a high-res photo. It's through the glass, and we'll blow it up on screen in the TSA Command Center, and you can see through the TSA Command Center looking out on the terminals. Go ahead and blow up that photo for me. You can see that it is the screensaver image that we just showed you a crisp image of. You know, the actual image, not the photo of the image on a computer screen. We've blown this up all the way, and if it is a fake, it's one of the best fakes we've ever seen. I tend to really doubt it is a fake. Plus, the photographers got nothing but legitimate stuff on their Flickr site and other photos. And is using their real name. So, again, we're reaching out to them. Maybe we'll have them on Sunday, maybe even today, if we're able to get a hold of them. I got 3 people in there trying to get a hold of this photographer. Now, what does the image show? It doesn't just say my first cavity search, you know, teaching children how they're a threat to national security. And obviously it's satire. But we have Atlantic Monthly, Jeffrey Goldberg interviewing TSA, and they admitted that they call it the male genital measurement device. They use the street slang term. It's the first name of Dick Cheney. And they call it the male member measuring device. And I'm sorry, folks, we don't talk about potty humor and stuff and things like this here on there. This is not Monty Python. This is not, Jay Leno. This is not Benny Hill. This is happening to our children, our women. This is happening to our society. We have to cover this. For some of the people that are, more prudent out there, I understand. For the prudes, I'm somewhat of one myself, especially on radio. It's a very serious format. But let's go back. Let's go back to that photograph. When you look at this photograph and you go back, it's important to realize that Jeffrey Goldberg of Atlantic Monthly has reported as of 2 days ago that TSA told him that it's all a big joke and that they watch it in a separate room and that they call it the male genital measuring device. How many TSA workers have been caught claiming they find drugs in people's bags repeatedly and demanding favors from them, in some cases sexual. How many TSA workers have been caught screaming and yelling and making fun of people and pulling good-looking women out of line and feeling them up? How many TSA workers have been caught going crazy and saying, I'm God, I'm God? I mean, this is in the news every week. Most of them are just people that want a job, 10, 15 bucks an hour. Most of them are just people, you know, who are just applying for a job. I've run into a lot of TSA that are fans of the show. But more and more, it's these control freaks who don't mind being radiated, who don't mind violating people's rights, who are either so stupid or so arrogant that they enjoy it. So we do have a real history. And this is what happens in concentration camps. This is what happens in prisons. This is what happened in the Stanford prison study. People become dehumanized, and they always make jokes. It's like, you know, the Japanese cutting the heads off of our troops in World War II and playing soccer with their heads. Or the Pakistanis or Afghans famously will cut your head off and play polo with it. When you have a brutal society, they make a joke out of it to make it fun. The Nazis did that as well. So I believe the photo's real because it's par for the course. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
In a coming-apart world, you need something to keep it tied together. That something is Atwood Rope, the highest quality rope made in the USA, from exotic braids for military, rescue, arborists, shipyards, tow line, or boating. Quality rope at affordable prices you and your customers can depend on. Find a dealer or shop online at atwoodrope.net. Enter promo code RADIO to receive 100 feet of 550 paracord free with purchase. Atwood Rope, working to keep the world tied together.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
They helped to create a new world order.
We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The new world order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
As many people know, ever since President Nixon took us off the gold standard, the U.S. dollar has been devaluating. What people don't know, however, is how this directly affects your personal finances. Is there a way to protect your portfolios from losing value? The answer to all of this is gold and silver. They both have maintained their purchasing power for 6,000 years. If you had $100,000 in cash and $100,000 in gold and silver back in 1913 and kept them until now, your cash would have the buying power of only $4,800. But your gold and silver would have the buying power of $3 million. The answer to protecting your assets is simple. Call John Ballman today at 1-800-686-2237, extension 169. Get all your questions answered before your money is worth zero. Call 1-800-686-2237, extension 169. Take action today while we still accept paper dollars for gold. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 169.
As gardeners, we can all relate.
What do you do with all of the excess food that you grow?
Freezing or canning may have been the process you've used, but the good folks at Excalibur Dehydrator have a healthy alternative to preserve the fruits of your labor. The Excalibur Dehydrator will help you preserve your fruits and vegetables quickly and easily, so you don't have to worry about premature spoiling. You can also use your Excalibur Dehydrator year-round to make delicious jerky. And the best part? The foods you dehydrate are free from excess additives, salt, and preservatives, and that's something we can all all do without. To learn more and to order your very own Excalibur dehydrator, visit drying123.com and see how the Excalibur dehydrator can help you preserve your favorite foods.
Mention coupon code GCN and receive a free book on how to preserve your foods.
Again, that's DRYING123.com, drying123.com, or call 1-800-875-4254. That's 1-800-875-4254 today.
Coming up today, Wayne Madsen on the missile. He says he's got intel sources. It was a Chinese threat. Angry over what's happening with the devaluation of the dollar. They're the biggest holders. Then Bob Chapman's coming in. We may have some surprise guests as well on this live Friday edition, the 12th day of November 2010. I want to get into the economy because we've been covering TSA so much, but our listeners know what's happening. We covered it with Max Kaiser yesterday, but there's been some big new developments. The fighting between the central bank heads, at least on the surface, is intensifying. That's coming up. But I first just want to read to you the Reuters report that backs up our report, Big Sis forced to respond to nationwide revolt against TSA. That's the headline. Again, top story on drudgereport.com as well. Pilots and passengers rail at new airport pat-downs. This is Reuters last night. And it continues. Stepped-up security screening at airports in the wake of the foiled terrorist bombs have provoked an outcry from airline pilots and travelers. You know, those bombs were definitely sent because of the backlash already happening, including parents of children who say they are too intrusive. With the busiest holiday travel season nearing, flyers face long security lines and new rigorous pat-down checks that have begun in recent weeks amid the discovering of hidden explosives. As a result, some travelers are questioning whether to fly at all. This is Reuters. The Transportation Security Administration has ramped up airport security after 2 pilots and 2 plots by al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula. Yeah, right. Anwar al-Awlaki, admittedly works for the Pentagon, is behind it. A Nigerian man hid a bomb in his underwear last Christmas. Again, working for al-Awlaki, helped on the plane by the U.S. government. The State Department admits that. Of course, Reuters doesn't tell you that. A Nigerian man hid a bomb in his underwear last Christmas, and the group tried to send package bombs via U.S. cargo planes, but none of the explosives detonated. To thwart such an attack, TSA is deploying body scanning machines to U.S. airports. They ordered them 2 years before, with Chertoff making the order, the head of Homeland Security. He's now the CEO of the main company that sold most of the machines. You got to love that. He makes the purchase orders for billions and billions of dollars. It's been almost $3 billion each year, so we're talking about $6 billion total. And then he's the CEO of the company when he leaves. That's a delayed payoff. That is illegal, according to all the information I have. To thwart such an attack, TSA is deploying body scanning machines to U.S. airports, but travelers and pilots have complained about potential health risk and that they are too intrusive. The alternative is a physical pat-down by a TSA officer, which even USA Today reports means touching your genitals. Pilots are not a terrorist threat, said John Prater, president of the Airline Pilots Association. That's the biggest one, and a veteran pilot for United Continental. Seeing scarce security resources being used on pilots makes absolutely no sense. So, yeah, you're going to trust them to fly the plane, but we got to pat them down. Yeah, I mean, they could use the plane as a weapon. It's ridiculous.